Before we go ahead and attach all of the guard pieces that we have created here, it would probably be a good idea to do one final check on the original component, just to be certain that everything is as we need it, which unfortunately is not actually the case. You see, in reality, if I just select one of our pieces here, we need each of these corners to have a square polygon, which, as we can see, is not actually the case. Now, we could delete all of our copies, re-edit the original, and then copy them all over again. But given the power of Max's modifier stack, and given the fact that all of our objects still have the same polygon count, that isn't actually necessary. Let's instead add a new edit poly modifier to our object, and then right-click and rename it Cuts. In the front viewport, if we use Alt and W to maximize, we can jump into Edge subobject mode and engage the Cut tool from the Edit panel. And then add both a vertical and horizontal cut close to the corner sections here. In fact, it would probably be helpful here if we quickly came out of and then went straight back into isolation mode, so that with the Move tool active and with snaps turned on, we can click on the axis gizmo so as to constrain and then snap our vertices into place, whilst of course being able to clearly see exactly what we are doing. Let's then select all of the vertices, shift click on the Weld tool in the vertices panel, and up the threshold value to about 0.2, which, as you can see, tells us that we started the weld operation with 43 vertices, but have only 41 once it is complete, which means we can click OK. Hitting the 2 key to switch to edge mode, I can select the edge running across the square here, and then click the Remove button, which leaves us with the square polygon that we wanted. Now, we could just throw a symmetry modifier on here and tweak it a little in order to get the same effect over on the other side, but again, as this is a modeling course, and because it is such a simple edit, I am instead going to quickly deal with this manually. Once done, we can exit both subobject and isolate modes, and then copy and paste the edit poly modifier that we used here onto each of the shapes that we have already created and placed, which of course is a really quick and easy way to be able to update multiple copies of an object long after it has been created. We can select all of the guard pieces now, right-click and convert them all to editable poly objects, and then, after selecting our top shape, come to the Edit Geometry rollout in the command panel, click the Attach button, and then pick the rest of the shapes in the viewport, which of course will leave us with just one complete mesh with which to work. We do have overlapping or coplanar polygons in these corners now, and so after enabling Polygon Subobject mode, let's just click to select and delete one of them. Now, it doesn't matter which of the two actually get deleted, so long as we are left with just a single polygon occupying the space on all 4 corners. Coming into Vertex Subobject mode now, let's click and drag to select all of the vertices in these corner areas, and then shift-click on the Weld tool in the Vertices panel. A threshold value of around about 0.4 should weld everything together nicely. Indeed, we again see that we have before and after values of 168 and 156 respectively, which means we can click OK, exit subobject mode, and be left with the completed shape for our guard, which we can now add some thickness or volume to in our next exercise.